Thursday morning, it's our weekly Fort Hood update. And today we have on the line the Deputy Commanding General of Sustainment with 3rd Armored Corps, Major General Michael Keating on the line. Good morning, General.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Sorry you're missing Zach today. He's a little under the weather, but you got me.
My best wishes for his recovery. Having you is just brilliant, though. It's great to talk to you.
Absolutely. We were talking about how we've met a couple of times down at Fort Hood. It's a great, interesting situation where we trade off soldiers with the Brits.
Yeah.
How's that work?
It's a long-standing program. It's about building trust, getting to understand each other. Our nations are very like-minded, and the deal is that what we don't want to be doing is getting to know each other, at the point where we have to deal with some problems around the world. So we invest people like me, and there are plenty of Americans throughout the British military as well on similar exchange programs. And it's just getting to know each other, getting to understand how we think, which is very similar, but in some areas a little bit different. Building friendships so that we're more effective when we have to go and deal with problems around the world. Well,
we're glad to have you here, General. Tell us now the 3rd Armored Corps. What's going on? Give us the update.
Well, let me tell you, I am very, very excited because the Brits are coming.
More of them?
We've got, all of them. Every single Brit that you've ever known is coming to Fort Hood.
I love it.
The word is out. The word is out. No, we've got a big exercise coming up. It's called the Warfighter Exercise in the second half of April. It's a routine exercise, happens every 2 years here at Fort Hood, and the Brits send a significant number of people out, close to 1,500 people for us they come over and train with the Corps headquarters, and we bring, essentially they represent a UK division, and we train here with the 1st Cavalry Division and the 1st Armored Division out in El Paso. And as a Corps, we learn and we train how to fight what's called large-scale combat operations. So you can imagine if we needed to go somewhere and take a lot of people, we take 2 U.S. divisions and a UK division, and the 3rd Armored Corps headquarters would fight with those under command and control, and in order to do that, we practice it. And so the UK are sending 1,500 troops, and they'll be here for 2 months as we train. And what I can tell you is that it'll be phenomenal, and I'm pleased to say that they'll be bringing a lot of good tea bags as well.
Absolutely. And can you bring some fish and chips? Man, I love that stuff. Bring
some fish and chips, indeed. I'll tell them that.
Love that stuff. Also, you've got some folks that just came back.
Yeah, so, in and amongst all of that, routine training continues. I apologize to everybody that we disturb overnight. You can tell how busy Fort Hood is by the noise that comes off the training area.
The sound of freedom.
We've got a lot of the sound of freedom. There's a lot of tank firing, a lot of guns firing, a lot of helicopter activity, but this is all for good reason, and it's about offering our soldiers the opportunity to get better both as individuals and teams, so that when they do have to deploy, as inevitably most of them will at some point during their military career, they're really as well trained and as competent and confident in their own skills and the trust that they've built in their teams with their buddies as well to deploy downrange. And as you've just said, we've welcomed back 3rd Brigade, 1st Cavalry Regiment. That's the Grey Wolf team. They returned from a 9-month deployment to EUCOM at the moment, but as did the Air Cavalry Brigade. And we just bid farewell to Blackjack 2nd Brigade as well, who have deployed to replace them in Europe. And then, as you guys know, up at North Fort Hood, we help mobilize and demobilize a huge number of National Guard and Army Reserve personnel who come in from all over the U.S. To Fort Hood in order to use our facilities to both deploy and then recover. And we've got over 6,500 soldiers deployed all over the world as it stands today, right now, as I'm talking to you. And I just ask us all to pause and give thanks, and a thought of support to them and their families as well as they're deployed, protecting the freedoms of this great nation and the rest of the free democratic world as well.
Absolutely, General. Well, thank you for giving us the update today, and we certainly do appreciate the British contribution, and we're looking forward to those fish and chips.
Thank you. I'll do my best.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
A quick word of thanks to the community, my colleagues, and my family as well. Janie, Tara, and Isabel, I love you all. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Deputy Commanding General of Sustainment with 3rd Armored Corps, Major General Michael Keating with this week's Fort Hood update. Always a lot of great stuff, a lot of great training going on down there. Let's shift gears and talk about Al the Same.